Ocultar chat. No quiero que se cuele nada aquí. Dos minutillos. Bueno, minuto y medio. Puesto el tema para ir preparándonos, ¿sabes? Espero que no se me pare, tío, que me ha ido YouTube fatal hoy. Me está yendo fatal hoy, mejor dicho. What?
Peggy 18.
¿Qué ha sido eso?
I know you wish things were different. I wish things were different. Ellie!
¿Subtítulos?
But they ain't.
Please stop.
Bueno, no hay subtítulos, ya los veremos. Y si no voy traduciendo, no pasa nada.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
To do this smart, we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
So they just get away with this?
How'd you find us?
You can't stop this.
I want what you want. But not at any cost. I really hope you make it.
I have to finish it.
There's a cost.
We could have killed you. Maybe you should have.
I'm Neil Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty Dog and the Director of The Last of Us Part 2. We're just a few weeks away from launch on June 19th, when the game will finally be in your hands. The wait has been long, and we're extremely grateful for your patience, especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing well. Because of these extraordinary circumstances, we can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before. Over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2,
Vale, let's go.
including new details about the gameplay experience and story.
Nuevos detalles de la
To cap it
historia,
all
ojo,
off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen, lengthy gameplay.
Una extensa secuencia de juego que no se ha visto.
You'll definitely
Bien.
want to stick around for that.
Estoy aquí para ti, Neil.
I don't know what happened. I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away.
Hola, Morphy.
They
Oh,
were
shit.
actually gonna make a cure. The only catch.
Esto es Ellie de pequeña, esto es en el 1, ¿eh?
The Last of Us Part 2 picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game.
Oh, shit.
Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community of survivors. With the threats of the world kept outside the town's walls, Jackson has been able to find relative peace and even stability. Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
Scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate our kiss from last night?
However, this peace is short-lived. Jackson and Ellie suffer a violent and traumatizing event. Ellie sets off back into the treacherous outside world in search of retribution and justice.
Era un buen
Her
porro
journey
eso,
will
la
take her
verdad.
to new parts of the country previously unexplored in The Last of Us. The story spans multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine.
Dime que sí, papá.
Our goal was to make these environments not only beautiful, but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible. Much of the story unfolds in what remains of Seattle, a massive former quarantine zone. Its locales are incredibly diverse, spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it. The city exhibits drastic shifts in architecture, elevation, and weather. And with Part 2, we've introduced new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration and ways to navigate threats. Ellie is not only able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use ropes to scale vertical terrain
Ole.
or swing over obstacles, allowing you to discover new areas,
Qué guay.
resources, and side narratives. These more open environments also create new strategic considerations in combat,
Qué guay, qué guay.
whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely. The Last of Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created.
Joder.
Horseback riding will allow Ellie to quickly cover some of these expansive terrains.
¿Más que en
Some
Uncharted
streets are
4?
so flooded that a boat is required to navigate them.
Papá!
However,
Dame eso, sí,
the world of
señor.
The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly.
Sí, señor.
As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city. In the wake of the pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where two warring factions find themselves in an ongoing conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as resistance to the military occupation of Seattle, and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing trespassers on sight.
Hey, we got another trespasser. A girl. Did you see her?
On the other side of this bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites, or Scars, defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces. Like the WLF, they're deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're known for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Vale, vale.
Clip her wings.
A estos los hemos visto ya en la cinemática esta, ¿cierto?
beyond this conflict among survivors, the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every human is in danger of falling victim to the infected.
Holy shit.
They are the recently infected runners who are more numerous and aggressive in this game.
Vale. Que estos son los que hemos visto esta tarde en el vídeo aquel.
And the stalkers who sneak and hide until they're ready to attack, surprising their victims with extreme agility and brutal violence.
Los acechadores estos son nuevos también.
Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers.
Tambaleantes.
Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustules. Upon getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims. But our most terrifying and lethal new forms of infected will have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
Yeah. Pues ha sonado heavy, ¿eh?
Require careful consideration of how you approach every combat encounter,
Holy
and how
shit.
you leverage Ellie's unique skills, equipment, and the environment to your advantage.
¿Qué tal, Tutuki?
The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover. They can pick up your scent and alert their handlers to your presence.
Putos perros, tío.
Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection. 25 years after the pandemic,
Vale, no pasa nada,
the
tío.
world is completely overgrown. Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass.
Vale, 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 vale. Eso me gusta, eso me gusta.
Running away is a viable option.
Me gusta ahora, cuando juegue no me gustará.
You can also break glass or crawl through tight spaces.
Bien, bien,
Find
bien.
new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies.
Me gusta que se
Any
pueden
given
romper
combat
cristales.
situation,
Antes no se
you can
podía.
flee an encounter and re-establish stealth to regain the advantage. If you absolutely have to fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks. Learning how opponents attack with different weapons and mastering the timing of your dodges will prevent you from taking damage and create opportunities.
Quédate, si queda con el machete, tío, me encanta.
You can use throwable items or well-placed shots to stun enemies before dealing a killing blow.
Vaya puta killer, colega.
Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy
Le he disparado en la pierna y luego... Vale, 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 bien, bien. Me gusta, me gusta. Holy
Ellie
shit.
isn't always alone on her journey. Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
Mola, mola. Espero que la inteligencia artificial de los compañeros sea bastante alta. Se ve fresquísimo, tío.
Between the human survivors and the roaming infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities. You can choose whether to attack these opponents separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other.
Para ver lo de SpaceX, luego vamos al...
Fight, or wait until their
Luego
numbers
vamos al
have thinned
Minecraft,
out
cuando
and
esté Laura.
engage with whomever's left.
¿Él iba con máscara? Bueno, quizás para no destacar, ¿no? No lo sé.
Our goal is to create unparalleled attention, coupled with deep systems that give you greater control and influence over your journey. As you play, you'll be able to invest in
Vale,
a
esto ya lo
broad collection
sabíamos.
of crafting items, weapon, and player upgrades through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and
Me ha gustado lo de la
scavenging for
cuerda, tío.
These
Y que
skills and
los
upgrade
niveles
menus cater
eran
to a variety of play styles,
bastante
and the
grandes.
choices you make will create your own distinct experience.
Se ven muy guay los
We also wanted to
menús, sí, sí.
extend that agency and personalization to your weapons
papá.
through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to modify and improve your weapons performance and
Dime que se ve como monta la mira.
all of which are visualized and become part of your
Qué
character.
guapo, tío. Mira esto. Le acoplas la mira, mejoras el arma con una mira y se ve como metes la mira. Esto me encanta. Esto está muy guay. Qué Qué guapo, tío.
Survival will also require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive items, like proximity mines, explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more.
Vale, y los silenciadores los puedes fabricar también. Guay. Va a haber bastante más sigilo que en el otro, creo yo, ¿eh? Esto es una flecha explosiva.
All
Oh
of
my
these
God.
gameplay systems are meant to immerse you in the world.
Son
make you
botellas, sí, sí.
feel in lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey.
Uf, esto es el primer tráiler, tú.
As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot, but we've only scratched the surface of what it's like to play The Last of Us Part 2. We can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th. Until then, here's an extended sequence of never-before-seen gameplay. Enjoy.
Let's go. La puerta se ha cerrado fuerte por el viento, ¿eh? El perro se ha ido porque ha llegado la hora, básicamente. Ellie sabe nadar. Eso está bien. Buen detalle. Lo primero que te enseñan, Ellie nadando.
Isaac's not happy about it.
Escape. The fuck are they talking about?
Lo primero que te enseñan, Ellie nadando, tío. Son unos cracks. Está mamadísima Ellie, sí, sí. Haciendo crossfit a tope, tío. Estaba pensando, ¿me dirás que no he escuchado esto? Pues va con cascos, tío.
Fucking sound. Hands up. You know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
Dios. Dios. Una PSP. No es una PS Vita, creo. No ha dudado mucho en clavarle el cuchillo en la garganta, la verdad.
Good.
Ha estado bastante bien. Sí.
You shit me? They put you with Joe again?
Upstairs.
Hey, we get the job done.
I bet you do. Oh, this is not fair.
I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Fuck. Sounds like scars are getting closer.
Hope that's our guys executing those freaks.
Hey, did you hear why we're all getting called up to the fob?
Hostia, el ruido, qué guapo, tú.
Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
No way. Not after what went down last time.
El ruido, qué guapo, ¿no?
Crazy.
That's what I heard.
Es una botella, sí, sí.
All right. Calm down.
Tío, la sangre, no se cortan, ¿eh? Me gusta, ¿eh? Que no se corten. Tienes 3 tiros con el silenciador, ¿lo veis abajo? Se veía. Ah, qué guapo, tío. Se ve goti este juego, ¿eh? Va, imagínate. De hecho, probablemente estén jugando o en fácil o en alguna versión en la que cueste más como identificar a Ellie. Para que salga todo perfecto, ¿sabes? No tiene mucha munición, ¿eh?
Saw movement. I'll go check it out. I got you covered. Holy shit! Shit! Look out! Move over here! Drop her now, crook! Asshole!
Buah.
I found her!
Brutal. ¡Guau! Está en YouTube. Morphy, supongo que te puede pasar el link.
That you, Nora?
¿Lo escucháis la música?
The fuck was Abby here?
I'm not stupid. You're gonna tell us where she went.
Qué guapo.
Isaac talks to us about this.
I'm getting tired of this.
Nora. Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
Esto con Joel no lo podrías hacer, ¿eh? Lo de meterte por aquí. Te ha dejado... Bueno. No bluteaba bien.
Don't scream.
No grites. Apuntando con una pistola en la cabeza.
You remember me? Yeah. You remember me.
Le he preguntado si se acordaba de ella. Me ha puesto una cara de sorpresa y ha dicho sí, ¿te acuerdas de mí? bastante bien, tío. Tengo muchas ganas, ¿eh? De verdad. Muchas ganas. Muchas ganas, sí, señor. Sobre todo después de haberme pasado el primero, tío. Hace nada. Pero bueno, me encanta.